Hello guys and welcome back, or welcome to the channel. Hope you're doing very well. My name is Marty and today we are back with the third episode of season 2 of Severance. I am over the moon to finally get around to recording this because it has been so long. It has been about 4 to 5 months since I last watched this show, since I did episodes 1 and 2. Either the same day as each other or the day after one another. By the way, I'm back with my Lumon lanyard. Oh yes. If it's still available, I'll leave the link in the description below. It's not any kind of advertisement or anything. It's just where I bought this from. I found that this was the most accurate. Anyway, I think it's about time we jump into this. If you want to see the full uncut reaction to this, you can see it over on the Patreon page or any of the other episodes as well. Alongside, you can also check them out over on YouTube members as well. By the way, thank you so much to any of you that have either subscribed to me on here for this show specifically, or if maybe you follow me on social media, like on Instagram, for instance, because I know a few of you have, which I really do appreciate. But without waiting around too much longer, let's watch season 2, episode 3 of Severance. I already love the composition. Thanks. It's Gemma. At least I'm going to try and find her now. Bravo to the camera operator to track that. Timing finding her? The camera work. We got crash zooms and everything.
Morning, Mr. Scout.
The tone of the show is already so much different. Kind of glad I had that time between episodes. Leaving that on in his locker so that he could see how much time had actually passed. Was he doing that because of them planning something? So he's trying to figure out how long it's going to take to get in and out?
Okay, me and Helly find the goat man and other possible goat people. Dylan, hit the new break room.
Maybe later.
Okay, this is kind of important.
Why not now?
I'm in a good groove here, but don't worry about it. I'll get to it.
O&D.
You can do this.
I know.
You guys really think they're gonna let us roam around?
They said on the video, we can go wherever we want.
Yeah, OMG without, Bert.
Be discreet. And if they don't know we're doing it, how can they punish us?
But what happens if they know?
You haven't been back there, have you?
No.
We've got you.
Thank you, Helly.
Oh, he's so broken.
Say we get to the goat department and yes, Miss Casey's here in this goat cage.
Well, we get her to the south stairwell. We're out the door. My Audi will know what to do. Are you sure you're okay helping me out with this?
Yeah, of course.
Because it's a love of his and she likes him. Yeah, because this is just after the kiss, isn't it? The micro emotions in their face and the shots showing that they're isolated in their feelings. I love it.
I thought you were going to O&D.
I've recreated the paintings. The ones my Audi was working on.
It's door painting.
Maybe the hallway's really down here. Maybe that's where my dreams have been. We could look for it, Dylan. You could accompany me.
Or maybe you go yourself, like for stealth, you know?
He doesn't want to mess things up for his kid, does he? Because of him already doing too much before.
This one. Hall pass.
Everything chill?
Dylan G, come with me, please.
Why?
Good morning, Seth.
Natalie.
Looks like your balloons could use some coffee.
They were in there.
I've got the board.
I still feel like she plays a bigger part in this than she makes out.
Hello.
The board says hello.
I want to thank the board humbly for my recent betterment.
Why can't he hear the board speaking back, though? Like a one-way speaker.
The board is jubilant at your ascendance. It wants you to feel appreciated and asks if you do.
I do.
The board austerely desires for you to feel connected to Lumon's history. Please accept from the board these inclusively recanonicalized paintings to help you see yourself in Kier.
Copies of the paintings they were doing in OMD. The shots in this scene are really interesting. She kind of creeps me out. Okay.
You'll find the whole care cycle.
So it's him in replacement of Keir. Huh?
The board wishes to express that I, Natalie, received the same gift. I found it extremely moving.
What are you in replacement of Keir?
It's meaningful to see myself reflected in
The board has concluded the call.
No one would know, love.
Congratulations.
Oh, she was breaking then, wanting to say more. It's so weird because like, I know she's like the right-hand man to the board, or right-hand woman, sorry, to the board. But there's so many things that she's been so close to. Salt's neck. I'm sure I don't have to show my appreciation for wonderful cinematography, by the way, every time it's there. You know.
Is that it?
I think so.
Yeah, because they walked down there and then they heard the ghost, didn't they, before? That's different.
Whoa.
It's a miniature hallway for goats, I presume.
Oh, you're gonna...
Yeah, it's like a miniature version of the hallway.
Can you see anything?
No.
Apart from poo.
Okay.
It's like Willy Wonka.
Oh my god.
Okay. Just an office room with a countryside. Is that a person? Huh?
Are you here to kill me?
No.
Also, why was that the first thing on our mind?
And we're with macro data refinement?
What is this place? That's exactly what my first thing would have said.
Mammalians nurturable.
Okay.
Please, we mean you no harm. We just want to talk.
One big question I have every time I see an episode of this is, but what does it all mean? Gotta admit, they are beautiful paintings at the same time.
Felicia, hello. I'm sorry to pop in after all this time. I'm sure you must be very busy.
It's good to see you.
Her name's Miss Casey. She's our former wellness director.
Desk in the middle of there. Weird.
Wellness. We don't abide such fripperies here.
Choice of dialogue.
Are you sure you don't know her?
Yeah.
Maybe you should take that page of paper and be on your way.
Not until you've answered my question.
I love that he's pushing out against it.
You should have left.
That's terrifying. Killer farmers.
It would be cool to know what this is about. Is it rude to keep asking why you're a kid? I don't mean to impugn, it's just like, are you okay?
She explained it, didn't she, in episode 1? I know he wasn't there for that, but... Why is he going there?
Why are we going to the
security office? Okay. And also, Mr. Milchek isn't part of this, because he's off doing his own thing. Unless they're going to make him security, which would be weird. Wow.
Wow.
Who's that?
Dylan?
His wife.
Hi.
Is that Pam from the office.
You've earned an 18-minute visitation event with your Audie's wife, Gretchen G.
Cool.
But he's also not gonna know who she is, really. It's all gonna get in his head, that's why.
Should we sit?
They have really done up the office nicely. That's beautiful.
Nice sack.
Sorry?
What a choice.
They made me put my stuff in here.
Is that what's her name?
No.
You really don't know me at all?
No. Well, I mean, from the photos from just now.
Yeah, Seth warned me that this might be weird.
Who's Seth?
Don't you...
Please refrain from sharing information that may be privileged or sensitive.
Who is that child?
Miss Huang.
She can hear everything.
It's really nice to meet you, but am I in trouble?
You're not in trouble. We have 3 kids.
3?
Right.
I thought they'd have 1.
My husband has had trouble keeping other jobs.
He dumb?
No.
He a dick?
No.
What is wrong with him?
Oh, nothing's wrong with him. He just
Doesn't like to be complacent.
quite found his thing.
So they've sent her in there to try and make him keep the job.
So he's actually kind of a f*** up?
Do you want to see a picture of the kids?
Surely that's breaching something between Outie and Innie. I'm looking up if she is the woman from the office who plays Pam.
So Jim is 6. He's in the 1st grade now.
Jim?
And
You're
Ruth
kidding.
is 4. And Merrick just turned 2.
They're awesome.
They are.
Aww.
And we live on a cattle ranch?
Themed photo, I think.
And Bert says, I don't care if you're a bear Egan. You don't come to my department and tell me how to print a snow globe.
Telling stories of him.
I worked with Bert for 6 years, and I only ever saw him scared of one thing. He spent 2 hours on his hair the first time he went to visit you.
Oh. There was that thing also. Previous episode. We see him stalking him outside. Not stalking him, but he's following him in his car because he recognises it.
Oh, Irving, it's lovely.
Draw one every day. I couldn't see him. My numbers went down, but I didn't even care.
Uh-oh.
Oh no, that's something else. That's nothing.
She gonna know?
How do you know about the exports hall?
She even knows the name.
I'm sorry?
We send a lot of shipments there. We used to go ourselves, but now they send a guy.
Do you remember where it is?
They could not have made them look more terrifying.
Excuse me, have you seen this woman?
Stop that!
Her name's Miss Casey. She was the wellness director.
Stop that! Inform Mr. Milchick of your inquiry.
They could kill her.
Not a Mammalian's problem.
That was the guy a second ago that we saw before, I think.
It's an any problem. We used to be afraid of our
We're
pets too.
not afraid of you.
They just disappeared her. If we let this happen, then who's gonna step up when it happens to us? If one of your goats went missing, wouldn't you go looking for it?
Someone they care about. Also, the choice of saying disappeared her, slightly infantile language, good touch, because they are like babies.
She used to come do her sessions in our husbandry tanks. She had a gentle way about her.
She said my Audi excels at stargazing. Meant a great deal to me.
Husbandry tanks.
As far as we know, she was retired just like they say.
To where?
But if you suspect otherwise, we won't hinder your search.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See, I know that guy, and I thought he was the guy that we saw before with the goats, but he's not, from what I remember.
But before you go, we would like to see your bellies.
Our bellies.
Wait, do people
Please.
not have belly buttons if they're... I'm just taking a stab in the dark that maybe they're grown. Wait.
See? Pouchless.
Oh, okay. I thought it was something to do with belly buttons. Who did they think they were with pouches? Kangaroos?
I'm glad we did this. I mean, I hope for you this was...
Yeah, it was.
And I'll be good. I'm gonna make you all proud.
Ah.
I'm always proud of you, Dylan.
Cool.
I love you.
Oh.
Sorry.
Oh, she loves him outside. Sweet but awkward.
Yeah.
She doesn't want to leave him. Cut that sweet moment off with the music there, didn't they? Quickly. The thing with Danger Mouse. He's watching Danger Mouse? What? I used to love that show.
And did you do the cookies for Jen's class?
Did not do the cookies. Sorry.
And you just need to slice them, and then you put them in the oven.
How was the thing?
What thing?
The thing with me.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah?
Yeah. Weird good, but good.
Cool.
Yeah. Okay. I'll see you in the morning. Bye. Bye.
Why do I get the feeling that she likes the way he used to be, or likes that side of him? Maybe that was how he used to be. So she's gonna almost be in love with the innie version of him.
Which is why sadness is among the most recurrent issues facing the poor. Remarkable. So astute.
That's what I was going for.
Hi.
Why are you there, though?
This is Natalie Kalin from Lumon.
Is everything okay?
Oh, yes, God, yes. Natalie just stopped by to discuss my book, actually.
Really?
It's a joy to meet you, Devin. You must be so proud.
I am.
What's she got on her mind?
Sure you know by now that your husband's work has found its way onto our severed floor.
Yeah, do we know how that happened yet?
We've actually moved beyond that, and we are now discussing the, what was the term you used?
The result.
The result.
Rickon's words have had a profound effect upon our workers.
Yeah, because it's helped to break them out.
Version of the UUR specifically for innies.
Oh.
To keep them in there.
What's wrong with the current version?
Nothing.
No, the explanation is actually very interesting.
What is your excuse?
There's a certain verbiage. Innies respond more favorably if we just tweak it here and there.
So you mean stop them from thinking for themselves?
Gotcha. I gotta go, but she needs a bottle in an hour.
Of course.
Devin.
Yes?
Your brother is one of the sweetest members of our severed team.
Yeah, he's a good egg.
Just like us, she despises them.
She said her name's Natalie?
Natalie Kalin, I think.
What, was she asking like what I'm up to, or?
Nope, because it's Rickon they're after. His book. You and your work friends were so inspired by it. They want to do like an any specific cut.
Well, there's a lot I'm not gonna say.
And that is so appreciated.
Have you told Rickon what we're doing here?
Are you insane? No.
What are they doing? Cutting out felt pieces and sticking
See
on.
the after image for like 2.5 minutes?
2 minutes, 18 seconds. It's from the parking spot to the elevator.
Yeah.
What?
I think the whole Mind Collective would be very proud of this, as well as your kindergarten teacher would.
Mrs. Lesgarten, she really got me.
Was that printed onto a light to make him remember who was alive? But where are they going to put the light? Unless they're going to put it in the car park for... I know that he mentioned the car park, but for nighttime? I find it so weird that they've changed the likeness of Keir to look like him, or to look like any of them, really. Oh, so it's going to be imprinted on his eyes. Because you'll see it when you do that, won't you? That's genius. Yeah, from what I remembered, I know she lost her job, but didn't she then get a job back as another member of staff? Cinematography is great.
If you want me back, you must accommodate my needs.
Yeah, so she's out, yeah.
I'm listening. MDR, non-negotiable. Marcus is so close to completing Cold Harbor. I intend to finish the work that I started, which is why Milchek must go. He's not equipped for the task. I must be floor manager.
I hear ego, hubris, arrogance. Keir teaches us they only cause pain.
Everything I accomplished, I earned through dedication and industry. Not because I was born into it.
And anger. Some of it was anger.
I think you've overestimated your contributions and underestimated your blessings.
Oh, that's good. The writing of this show is so good.
We didn't have to ask you back.
You didn't have a choice.
Are you sure? Why don't we reset?
Doesn't have to be this way.
I love the artistic choice as well, to have them looking off camera for their each shot.
Natalie, please see if the board is available for Miss Cobell and myself.
There's no way they were going to allow her back as floor manager for them, for MDR.
Let's go speak with them together.
Her icy look does not fail to make me shiver. Patricia Arquette. What?
Harmony.
Give me a second thoughts.
Jesus!
Are you trying to burn a message to your innie into your retinas because your computer told you that?
Yeah.
It doesn't work. Briefly dilates the pupils. How is the innie gonna send you a message back?
That's his problem. I don't know.
We need to talk.
Oh my God.
Mark, unlock this door. There's an easier way.
Didn't seem particularly easy for PD.
Heard about the OTC.
And my sister talked to my Annie. He said a lot of things.
Did he tell her your wife is alive at Lumon?
Who told you that?
That's a good point, actually. How does she know? She is alive.
Is Gemma alive?
She was the last time I saw her.
We know, I know, but it's confirmed. Or a version of her was alive. Did they just fake her death then? Did he confirm the body, he said? Or did he confirm a different body?
How could you not tell me?
We were interrupted, if you recall. I want to help you, but you have to trust me.
Yeah, because they were interrupted by the security guard that came in, and then she...
There is one way and one way only to get information in and out of Lumon, and that's reintegration. I'm better at it now. I can make it work with you. I can sew together a version of you that loves her with a version of you that can...
Yes, do it. I want to see my wife.
Oh, so is he going to reintegrate and then go in as if he is switching, but actually be himself? Will that work? No, it should work, because Cobell and Milchick are also not severed either. And I think they can travel up and down the lift. And I still had a thought that Helly was also an outie self going in as well.
The 5 brainwave frequencies of the innie and outie. Delta, theta, alpha, beta, gamma. The waves aren't in sync. That's what we're here to do.
Fascinating to see...
Is it gonna hurt?
Ideally not.
How they explain this.
Nothing.
Good.
It's the sound like in the lift.
I'm going to start with easy questions. Do you remember protocol?
Is that the first question?
No, we haven't started yet.
Yes, I remember.
Who am I?
So,
We started. Who? Where are we?
My basement.
Your mother's name?
Fern Scout.
What was her eye color? Seriously?
Brown.
I've said this quite a lot. I don't remember. I'm colorblind though, so...
What does MDR stand for?
Mystic.
That's wrong.
Macrodata refinement.
What is something for which you feel shame?
My dog died.
Honing the innie self of like the answers he would have said. And also these similar questions to what he...
Wait.
What is your first memory?
I don't know.
Yeah, the table questions, yeah.
First memory.
Hey there, you on the table. I wonder if you'd mind taking a brief survey.
Oh, the editing.
Who are you?
Incredible job. Jeff Richman, you freaking genius. The editing of that. I know there would have been a bit of work in there, you know, compositing the 2 shots together. It's probably not just lining up the shots and putting them there. It's also having him in normal clothes on the table as well. It looked incredible. Beautiful work. I have to see if that woman is Pam. If Dylan's wife is Pam from The Office, the reason why I'm saying it, she kind of looked a bit like her. And there was a line she said about trust, I think. But they're showing him, his wife, to make him more grounded in the job and to make him think, oh, I should stay, I should be a good little worker, and I should continue doing this because my outie needs this for his career. Don't put it all on him. And also, I think his wife is slowly falling for his innie version of himself because he's more probably like what she met when she first knew him. Okay, my apologies to Merritt Weaver because you look so much like Jenna Fisher. Don't get me wrong, they are different. Now I'm looking at them side to side, they are different, but there's such a similarity there. Oh, this I did not know. Apparently The Office was a huge influence on Severance. Maybe I've said that before, but I don't remember. In my head, I'm trying to remember, I'm sure there's a scene. I want to show you this scene from The Office. So the first similarity, her outfit.
I'm really proud of you.
That. And then the hug. And that's where we end that. So, do you see my point? But I knew something was similar about the way the scene felt. But this episode was so packed of things. There was the thing with Miss Cobell. She sees that guy. I don't know if it was necessarily she saw the guy, or is the thought of going back in the building, back to that world, back to that life. She got scared of it and she sort of walked away because she knew how bad whatever they were doing was. Also, we got confirmed, or we kind of know obviously Gemma is alive because the wellness counsellor was Gemma, and we know that Gemma in the outside world did supposedly pass away. Did Gemma go to work there and then they did away with her outer self, faked her death? Or did they really kill her and that the innie is not really her? And they mentioned that thing in that weird goat room. They mentioned that thing with the pouches. Very weird. That scene was surreal. It was like, what are they doing? I know they're there and they are farming of some sort. We're probably not going to get answers to because I think it was just a scene that was meant to be weird and surreal. Also, the intro with all the camera work and that. I mean, both the beginning and the end of this were absolutely stellar. What was interesting to me is the security office was also completely different to what it was before. They've redecorated the office. I know that's such a random thing to say, but for it being such an important part, especially after what had happened, it feels like they've either got better security now that isn't located there and it's located elsewhere that keeps an eye on them. Because bear in mind, I believe there are still cameras around and they wouldn't just stop monitoring them. If anything, they would crack down harder because of what happened at the end of last season. So they've either upgraded their security or something strange is going on because they've redeveloped that room into like a meeting room between people. Yes, you've got the screens, but they've ripped out everything else that was to do with switching them for the contingency. Was that what it was? It was like a contingency, but they've ripped out all of the machines that were there originally. If anything, I thought they would have cracked down on the security. I have to make mention of the book. Rewriting the wording is so dystopian. Basically, they're trying to silence the people into continuing and just blindly working for Lumon. Getting them to rewrite the book is such a sneaky move, and also it gets him on side. It gets Rickon on side with the company, which obviously Devon hates. And you could see it in her face, the despise towards Lumon, which I don't blame her. I feel the same. But also it feels like Natalie is slightly getting under Rickon's skin, worming her way in, being nice and trying to give him a deal on the book for the innies. And I wonder if that's also a backhanded way of getting at Mark as well, because of the link between them both. I don't know, very broken thoughts, but what we're going to do in a second is we're going to go through the podcast review. Hope you really enjoyed my reaction to this though. The camera work that they did on the show is insanely good. The bit at the very beginning with the going through the car park and they follow him with the camera. I know there was probably a bit of manipulation there with, tracking him a little bit better, and it was probably filmed wider and then they pushed in more. Superb. Anyway, let's go over and let's check out this podcast review.
Hello guys, hope you're doing okay. I'm finally getting a chance to do this. To do the little segment to go on the end of this about the podcast episode itself. I've been driving around, I've been having a good time, and I finally thought I'd pull over. This isn't my usual spot though, this is somewhere completely different, but this is a lay-by just whilst I'm on my way home. And incredibly hot, by the way, hence why I'm in the Hawaiian shirt. So today, We're talking about the utterly balmy interview. Okay, apparently it turns out, so what I tend to do when I do these videos now is I have it set so that I can see my notes at the same time. It turns out that it's apparently too hot, that my phone is overheating. It hasn't even been on the holder for very long. It is currently 33 degrees here in the UK, which probably doesn't seem like much to most Americans, but that's very, very hot here. Yeah, it currently says that my device is overheating, so I might even have to just go home and record this at home. So last thing I want to do is my phone blow up. Hello guys, I thought I'd give you a different view to what I normally give you for these videos because I'm sat in the other chair today. Instead of the sofa, but it is boiling. Anyway, Severance, Gwendolyn Christie, she's utterly crazy and I love it. Utterly balmy. So my notes here are, her laughing is insane.
I thought I was always the dog that laid down, but then I realized I was the dog that jumped up and murdered you.
That's bloody-minded. It's a nice segue into...
And this is my first podcast.
Well, it's a fantastic story. I mean, it's not going to be your last.
It is.
If you listen, please listen. If you love Gwendolyn Christie, so Gwendolyn Christie is the one who plays. She plays in Game of Thrones, but she plays in this as the mammalian lady. She's like a mammalian farmer. I still don't know what mammalian is. I think it's just a name that they gave. I could be wrong, but I think it's a name they just gave the characters, as in like the mammalian people. I could be wrong. Maybe that is an actual thing. Apologies if it is. But yeah, her laughing is absolutely insane. And this is apparently her first podcast. She is brilliant. I will include segments. Don't worry. I will include segments from this. But if you want to check it out, you can see it as it's the official Severance podcast. By the way, just wanted to ask this. On the previous video I did, kept thinking, would having subtitles on the screen for those podcast parts be helpful to you? Getting back to the podcast. Yeah, this is her first podcast and she is an utter natural. She seems so genuine and down to earth. I know she's only on screen for a short amount of time in the episode, but she did tons of prep for this. She wandered through fields of sheep just for this role.
Yes.
And I remember just checking in with you once and you said, I'm just here with the sheep. And
yes.
Right?
Well, yeah, because I would go down to the countryside to be around sheep.
Yeah.
And I walk through the fields for hours, for days, weeks, to develop this, to find this, to be fearless, so that when I was put with the goats, and we went looking for goats, we found goats as well, and I put my fingers through the chicken wire and they are freaks, goats.
They are.
They're really highly intelligent. They climb up things, they eat things. I did everything I could to be around those animals and to also lose my natural prissiness and to get into the guts of the situation.
I swear she would be such a great person to just sit down and have a coffee with, because she seems like she's got so many stories, like great, wonderful stories.
I mean, it's great to hear you talk about the very thing that was so unique about you is what is, of course, what is so special about you and why you're so successful and people want to see your work is also the thing that makes it hard for the world to see before that opportunity comes up. And that's something I think it's important to hear, because that uniqueness can sometimes make you feel like you're never going to get to where you want to get. But that's also the thing that actually gives you, that specialness.
Yeah, apparently before Severance had even aired, I don't remember if it was that she met Ben. I'll have to play you the segment because I don't want to get it wrong. So here is that.
You and I met a few years ago because I was a fan of the show and you were in New York and some representative or somebody said, hey, would you guys like to get together?
But it's weirder still. We were at the Emmys and I took a photograph of my boyfriend and then I looked at it because we don't often do selfies and looked at it and I said, there's Ben Stiller up there in the corner. He's looking directly at the camera. And then I said, oh my God, what if he thinks I'm trying to take a picture of him? He'll think I'm so weird. This is awful. And then I felt a tap on the shoulder, and it was you. And you were incredibly nice to me about Game of Thrones. And I said, oh, God, I think it's okay. I don't know.
Yeah.
I was really terribly overwhelmed already, and then even more overwhelmed. And then because I was obsessed with Escape at Dannemora, I then said to a representative, please, is there any way I can meet Ben Stiller? And then we met as if by some miracle. And I really wanted to work with you. And you mentioned this show, Severance, and it sounded amazing. You said, there's no part for you. And I was like, great, why am I here?
Yeah.
And then...
Thanks for the coffee.
Yeah, I'm so thrilled to... but
it worked out.
Was thrilled. But this is weird as well. So when the show came out, I was really excited about it. And I watched it. Cut to about 2022. I'm having a dark night of the soul. I'm really like... I want to do something I really want to do.
Yeah.
I'm not being creative enough.
Yeah.
Why aren't I in Severance? I'd never be asked to be in Severance.
Yeah.
No one would ask me to do that. Really bitter. Finally get to sleep early hours of the morning. And this is true. I wake up and there is an email from your producer asking me if I want to be in the show. And
Wow.
that is true and insane.
Yeah, Gwendolyn Christie had some really lovely words to say about working with Sarah Edwards on the look of her character. Sarah Edwards, from what I can tell, is like the fashion designer, I think, that works for Severance. I'll insert the clip to make more sense of it. But yeah, when she was coming up with the design of the character, she looked at, I want to get the name correct. I'm going to obviously have to play the clip for the correct pronunciation. But I think it's Martin Margello. I think that's what she says, Martin Margello. The work done by Margello is an inspiration for the visual of the character.
What I liked was that you and Sarah sort of, you connected and kind of went off together. And, you know, honestly, like for me, doing any project, I'm very collaborative and like to work with people who are really good at what they do. Sometimes I have a specific idea, but lots of times it'll be just like, you know what, come back to me with what you're thinking, what you're feeling. And I feel like you guys went off and created this look together, really.
Yes, I really, I just went towards what I was drawn to, which is what I do increasingly these days rather than trying to be systematic about it. So initially I had, and this doesn't, I mean, I sound like such an airhead, but then probably I am. I was drawn directly to Martin Margello at a particular point, particularly when he was designing for Hermes, because those fashion elements together by that conceptual artist spoke to elements of the show. And there's a very particular time in the 90s with the color palette as well that I was receiving very strongly. That's a sort of favorite era of mine, kind of around 1993 is what I found there. Putting those elements together, and I loved that Sarah Edwards had this idea of this sort of Thierry Mugler jacket, but making it filthy and deconstructing it and changing it. And I wanted to change my silhouette a little bit as well.
Yeah, and the kerchief,
it's amazing. That was Sarah, and it was so perfect. And we really loved the idea of the rubber boots to be in that environment.
Yeah, apparently when she was told about the role, she was driving through the moors of Scotland, surrounded by sheep. I believe she said she was in the Highlands. I could be wrong.
So there was a visual there, but I knew I had to go into something real. Now, what's weird is when you and I spoke about the part, I was in the Highlands of Scotland, and we left, and it's a remote place. You have to drive through the moors that were covered in sheep. And so it's unending, that landscape, and it makes you feel like you're in a totally different dimension with all these sheep around. And then a good friend of mine is a sheep farmer, and my oldest friend from when I was a child, my first friend, also keeps sheep. So I had to do some very sort of undercover questioning about it. And what struck me was, in speaking to my friends, the sheep farmer and kind of being around them, was the life and death nature of it. The whole time, these lambs are being born because I couldn't get close to goats. I could only get close to sheep. And, during lambing season, that's life or death.
Oh, okay.
So when you're around things being born and breeding, it's very intense and very emotional.
Yeah.
And the darkness that I could sometimes see, I felt was really core to lawns. So that darkness and the rawness and researching farmers and people dealing with animals, the way that so many farmers will commit because of what they're around, because it's so hard, because you're dealing with animals. I mean, these are just a few perspectives.
That's such an incredible amount of work just for I feel like the very minimal role that we got, at least so far. Whether she comes back into it, I don't know. But I really enjoyed her character, and if her character is okay by the end of the season, then I really hope they bring her back in season 3, because I really enjoyed her character. Oh, by the way, apparently this is a huge piece of information that I was so surprised at. Apparently, the grassy hill that we see in that room was a real hill, and it wasn't in a building. The building was built on a field. Yeah. So when I say the building was built on a field, I mean literally the walls were put up around a real golf course, grassy area. How crazy is that? Apparently it was a golf course in the far reaches of Brooklyn, and they built a tent over the golf course and put up some walls, and then the rest, from sort of beyond a certain point, the rest was then added in with computer graphics.
Antithetical to anything we'd seen in terms of literally, like you're saying, it's organic and there's grass, and creating that space was, Jeremy Hindle had this really smart idea where we wanted to have this, this hilly terrain, and we knew that the reality of building sort of this hilly, grassy area on a soundstage would just be impossible, and the scale of what the room was going to be, we wanted it to be really, really big.
Yeah.
So the solution was that he found a golf course out in
Jersey, wasn't it?
No, it was Brooklyn.
Brooklyn?
It's a golf course like in the far reaches of Brooklyn, and we built a tent over the golf course and put up some walls and supplemented the rest with the computer, and that was the environment. And it's one of the first things that we filmed for the series, second series.
We put up lumen walls up against the tent. Is that correct?
We put walls up that were in, where they would be, but only like the first sort of, like 10 or 15 feet of them. And then the rest we augmented with the computer.
Yeah.
But we were all in a tent for a number of days.
Yeah.
As shooting this with real goats.
It's absolutely fantastic. Oh, and yes, it was shot with real goats, by the way. Insane. There's some really good stories in this podcast episode about the goats and their experience with the goats, of like, I think it was nibbling on Adam's shoelaces at one point, and there was a bit where the goats were one of the goats was butting its head against Gwendolyn's leg.
There's this scene when basically you guys go to her and say you're looking, for Miss Casey. You won't really give any answers. And then you basically get freaked out and ring your bell.
But there was an incredible moment where the goats were everywhere, and
your desk is in the middle, or in the corner of the goat room.
But at one stage, a goat came up to the desk and was butting its head against my knees.
Yeah.
Under the desk.
While we're shooting this serious scene.
Yeah, and I am quite good at I laughed.
Yeah.
I laughed and I laughed, and I probably made some woo noises.
I remember when I was shooting my coverage and I was trying to maintain this serious thing with you, and a goat was eating my shoelaces.
Yes.
And it really tickles if a baby goat won't stop trying to eat your clothes.
Yeah. It was amazing to having a makeup touch-up and the goat eating the brush or the sponge.
Right. It was chaos.
I was there for it. It was amazing.
Yeah, it was amazing.
I loved every second of it.
Yeah, it was.
But also the goats were one of my absolute favorite moments of the first series, because when I was watching it and then when I heard the goat cry, and I thought, are they putting goats in it? They're not. They are not putting goats in it. They are not. And it was such a sublime moment with Wyatt feeding the goat.
Yeah.
It was just sensational. I think I sort of did some cursing and some pacing. And then when you said that I was in charge of the goats, it was a hallelujah moment.
Oh, it's perfect.
Yeah, I love the fact that she just made this character almost feel human, not just the character on the screen. Also, they said something amazing in this that I wasn't sure if anyone else had picked up on. So you know the whole thing with goats? We heard about the goat stuff before because we saw the guy feeding the goats. And I kept wondering if we were going to hear any more about the goats. And obviously in this episode, we did. And this also makes me think of, okay, we're probably going to see her back again as a character. Again, I'm up to episode 8. In this podcast, they do say that we found out a little bit about the goats, but we're going to find out more about the goats. As in, we're going to be finding out more about the goats, you know, as we progress in the show.
As people will now see that there's a reason the goats are there, and we're going to find out more, and we've found out a little bit. And
and how lucky were we to have Gwendolyn heading up the goat department.
And to have you on your first podcast.
Yeah. So this isn't the only time. I can't wait to see the next segment of, like, you know, where it's going to be going. Because I just presumed they maybe just, it was a bit of a big thing to add in, just to sort of go, oh look, here's the goats back. There's a big thing around the goats, but I don't know what it is. And I am kind of hoping that maybe they're back for, because the next episode I've got is the penultimate episode. The next one I need to watch. That is not the next one that you're going to see. Episode 4, by the way, is a fantastic episode. So the next one that you're going to see on the channel, it's up there. It only gets better and better as we go. Oh, also, Dylan and his wife, you can see the sadness inside her, like it's life when they first met. It's awful because you see the character Innie and Outie of Dylan really struggle with knowing how to treat the Innie and Outie as like the same person, because they're not, they're two different people technically. But you see how she forms a bond with the Innie, but not the Outie necessarily. And it's almost like she's lost the spark there. But because she's gained that spark with the Innie, it's almost cheating in some way, if that makes sense. Even though they're the same person, they're also not. And obviously, Dylan is probably thinking this is normal, considering she obviously says, I love you to the Innie Dylan as well. And there's obviously that tension between the Outie Dylan and her. But yeah, I do think it's because it's coming from a place of, she feels the Innie Dylan is very much the person that she met when they got together originally. And that's why she's got such a strong bond with him. So I don't think Dylan and Irving's relationship has necessarily been compromised. I think it's more that he doesn't want to disturb things in the business anymore. He doesn't want to, you know, rock the boat when he's got such a good thing going on and when they're being nice to him, and he doesn't want to ruin things, either for his Outie because of his children and obviously his wife.
Okay, who's going to be Dylan's wife?
Yeah.
And much like with Gwendolyn Christie, why not just go to one of the great...
Go to the best
actresses around? And Merritt Wever agreed to do the part, and she's so organic and, you know, I think grounded that relationship in such a great way. And it's just such a, you know, weird thing where, you know, what kind of world are we in where a wife is meeting her husband who doesn't know her at all?
I know. And you know what's so great about, I mean, one of the thousands of great things about Merritt Wever and her work is in this scene, you can really just read all of that you were just saying, the strangeness of this and the strangeness of meeting your husband for the first time and he doesn't know who you are. You're reading it all. They're not talking about that. She's not saying, this is weird because of this, this, and this. They're carrying on the scene, but you're seeing it all and feeling it all just from her experiencing it. She's so good.
But, you know, what's kind of great is that you start to see this this inkling of what their relationship probably was.
Right.
When they first met.
Right.
And she's seeing that. And Dylan, of course, is just experiencing this woman who he thinks is so cool.
Yeah, his mind is blown. But you can see the sadness in her of, yeah, like you said, like kind of reading this, feeling this sweetness from him and sort of, and you starting to learn more about her relationship with Outie Dylan through watching her behavior with any Dylan. It's really interesting.
That Dylan's wife starts to have these feelings for his innie as if he's another guy.
Yeah, she sort of is keeping things from the Audi and not being completely honest with him about the nature of her experience.
Yeah, because you get the feeling from that hug that there's a little bit of spark of something, which in a normal world would be like, oh, this is actually, could be good, but they are two separate entities. And I don't know, that's just, for me, what's so fun about the show is to be able to explore premises like that.
Oh, by the way, Zach Cherry and his wife, in real life, really do love Merritt Weaver. Apparently Zach Cherry's wife really does adore her. And so it was really lovely that she then became his wife in this. Because apparently they watch her work in general. And then, they managed to get her for the role of the wife.
Zach Cherry also told me that when he found out Merritt Weaver was doing the show, he was so excited because he's a huge fan of hers, but also I think Zach's wife is like, she's her favorite actress.
Wow. Too. Just going back to, the fact that I've seen up to episode 8, you'll know if you've seen the show, and I can't spoil anything, but what episode 8 is about is actually teased in this episode specifically. But we see nods and elements of conversations that they're having which do reference what we find out in episode 8. That's all I can say. This is such a powerful episode with Mark, because he was almost in denial at first, with not knowing if this was either people not really knowing what they're talking about, or if he just didn't want to believe them. It's like, well, Gemma's dead. Why do you keep banging on about she's still alive? He has been kind of wanting to believe something for a while, and he's finally come to the realization that, oh my God, she is alive, and he, wants to go through with trying to find her. I don't think it's necessarily that he didn't believe anyone before. I think it's more the fact that there wasn't really evidence there. And it was more just people saying things. But then finally someone says, Milchick going to his house and even bringing up the subject of Gemma. And then we get this woman randomly say to him that, yes, Gemma is alive. So it's going to be, okay, let's go through with this. Let's find her. Anyway, those are my thoughts about this episode of Severance and the podcast that pairs alongside it. I really hope you've enjoyed watching the episode with me, and here are my thoughts about it all. Anyway, guys, that was my episode 3 of season 2 reaction to Severance. Hope you very much enjoyed it. Don't forget, if you'd love to check out the uncut reactions to this episode, you can do over on the Patreon page or as a YouTube member as well. But that is everything for today. Thank you so much. Take care, stay safe, and hopefully I get to see you guys next time. Bye-bye. If you're still here to the very end, then thank you so much, and also a huge thank you to my wonderful patrons. Roger C. Griffith, Douglas Collier, Terry V, Miggy Love, Chris Holmes, Jojo, Thomas Masters, Shoehorn1234, Res, Patrick Durr, Andrew Blount, Carlos, Marla Mize, Rob, Chandra Blair, Scott, Paul Zawicki, Randy, Kirsten, Juan Pablo Camero, JL, Maggie, Freya Alexandra, Milo, Miranda, Edna, Gina Aman, Tess Avaland, Olivia, Maria Stoicheva, Neno, Megan Janoviak, Rainy Tomo, Strawberry Tree, Kirsten Bailey, Boobly Boo, Louise Vanderhoven, Aubrey Terry, Wraithist, Heidi Steele, City D, Bumblebee, Joshua, Jesse, Rena Burrow, Meet, Lolita Verbakovskia, Eli, Holly Jeffries, Alenka Hafner, HM Garth, Chloe Grover, Neb, Kyle Baker, Abby Barker, Tom Tattershall, Kristen Olds, Tilly Chum, Laura Hutchison, Tara M. Wilcoxon, Sazzy Nation, Ferdinand Pitchard, Jim Kay, Sphere, Mel Days, Fran in the Pen, BG, Tara, Rags and Muffins, Nameless Human Being, Deb, Philippa Chapman, Emily, Panda, David Wayne Fox, Jessica Asakovich, Sue Pro, Naja and Workshop, Mike Tunnicliffe, Wolfgang Wolf, Lee, Harvey, Ankame, Aninya, Evan G, Violet Aurora, Pamela Chandler Rash, Scott Howard, Joshua, Robert Williams, Steve Webster, Amanda, Lipaz, Jamie Dodds, King, Happy Go Lucky, Caitlin, Analytical Guy, Maria Torres, Cliff Adams, Jonathan, Dirk, Annie Bonds, Crystal Appleby, Scorpius, Monica Murphy, Sebastian St-Ange, Varga, Leslie McKittrick, Nick Stark, Number One Carez, Jen, Biff McKeldin, Birgit, Stephanie Collins, Emily, Ken Duncan, Max, Helena Klitsch, Amy Quattlebaum, Ry Levi, Wayne DeFries, JJ, Mikhail Augustine Reed, Malcolm Hope, Lee Hallam, Bill Waite, Charlie Elkin, Mika Least, Jeffrey Welton, Alida Scope, George, Ingrid, Stephanie Sexton, Jude, Bera, Rubinio GD, Catherine Ellis, Vincent Barre, Sammy Fan, Eric Jansen, David K, Stephen, Edcat, MB8, Border Collie Lover 223, Caitlin, Juiced, The Gallifreyan Rebel, James, Johnny115, Tim, Paul Hess, Frank Tex, Marie Clark, Robin, Matt Quinn, Offer Rock, Bruce Heckerman, Joe, Victoria Helm, James Melton, Beatrice Soiler, Siegfried, Clara Grow-Louis, Lana Gorgeous, David Stafford, Rebecca K. McDowell, Ashley Stanley, Sophia, Fabian, Paul Byrne, Bear, Nadia, Chris Thompson, Erin Milieu, Kate Wheeler, Janet Rose Ashley, Alex, Tyler, Just a Little Tired, Shud Bruxelles, David Holton, Lisa Lovett, and Liviu Oana. If you'd like to see more videos, there's some more on the screen right now. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and see you next time.